Did I overthink this? Absolutely. Absolutely. Like I can't. I'm not gonna sit here and try to lie and say no, it was just a thought and I just acted on the thought. No. So I posted on my Instagram story because I kind of wanted to do a get to know me video, and I feel like I got a few different things that were requested of me. It doesn't sound like it was really a get to know me, more like it was different things. So a few of the questions were that I listed here. What made you want to start a YouTube channel? Tell us more about your Bible studies, my curly hair routine, and my testimony / encounter with God. Those are a few of the things that were asked in my poll or my post for my Q&A. So because I feel like they're different topics, some of the topics go together, others don't really necessarily, I feel like, in my opinion, go together. So I feel like my testimony is something that I want to be able to do in a separate video because testimonies are normally more extensive. So I would like to separate that and put that in a different video. Most likely, or hopefully, it will be my next video along with my curly hair routine. That was something that someone also asked me about. I'm actually interested in sharing my new curly hair routine because I just recently cut bangs. Yes, I cut bangs. I felt like everyone was doing it, and not only because everyone was doing it, but I'm not gonna lie, I kept seeing it on so many people and I was tempted. I was like, that style looks great, I love how it looks, I wonder how it would look on me, and maybe I should have went to the hair salon, but I didn't. I was tempted, and I know I'm not the only one that has gotten tempted before to cut their hair or to do something and they didn't want to wait to professionally get it done, so they did it at home, and that was me. So I definitely want to show my curly hair process and my curly hair routine, but that is something that will definitely have to be shown in a different video, especially given the fact now that my routine is a little bit different. So I would like you guys to join me on that. That would be great. So first and foremost, given the fact that this is a new YouTube channel, and given the fact that I just recently started this, one of the main questions that stood out to me was what made you want to start a YouTube channel. And I think that this is probably the perfect video, since this is the second video, to kind of introduce the reason why I started or the reason why I decided to make a YouTube channel. So let me be honest and start off by saying, did I overthink this? Absolutely. Like I can't. I'm not gonna sit here and try to lie and say no, it was just a thought and I just acted on the thought. No, it was definitely a thought, and it was a thought that was in my mind for quite some time, and I didn't quite jump on it just yet, just because, how do I explain it? There were thoughts. I think a lot of times in life, when we feel driven to want to do something different, and I believe we all go through this, that negative thoughts come. And those negative thoughts a lot of times slow you down, or I think better said, keep you from doing what you truly in your heart desire to do. The thoughts that tell you you're not going to succeed in that. I am struggling to say this word right now. That you're not going to succeed in what you are planning on doing. The negative thoughts that say you're being like everyone else, what you're doing is not original, and just thoughts along that aspect that made me overthink and say, is this something that I really want to start? Because let's be honest, right now, social media and content creation is something that is booming right now. Social media has been at an all-time high like never before. And in certain aspects, it is good. And in other aspects, obviously, as we can see, because of social media, not always. But I do believe that it is possible to put social media to a good use. I do believe that there's a positive side of it. I know that it's A lot of times it does feel more negative than positive, but I do feel like there's a positive side to it. And it is mainly because of the positive side to it that I decided that I wanted to start a YouTube channel. I believe that the simplest or easiest response that I can give you guys to kind of answer the main question that I want to answer tonight on what made me start a YouTube channel is just one word, and it's inspiration. Inspiration. My friend told me that there was nothing wrong with being inspired to do something because other people inspired it in you. And that's how I feel. And that's why I feel like I've started this, because I was inspired by the work of so many other people. I was inspired and moved to want to share me, share my personality, share parts of my life, share my experiences, and allow that to be of some sort of entertainment and joy to other people who decide to watch. And if I'm going to be honest, one of the main things that inspired me about creating a YouTube channel and just doing content in general is definitely my natural hair, my curly hair, which I'm not gonna do a routine in this video, but I would like to talk a little bit about my natural hair, and I can continue that in the next video. But I just feel like, yes, my hair type can be found in many other content creators. My hair porosity can be found in many other content creators, but I just feel like the fineness, I feel like it's rare for me to see females with fine, thin hair with curly hair being represented in the curly hair community. Don't get me wrong. Let me specify this before y'all try to bring the receipts of so many different content creators that have similar hair. I'm not referring to my curl pattern. I'm not referring to my porosity. I'm referring to the fineness of my hair. Yes, there are so many people who deal with thin and fine hair, but to find someone who has, for example, my kind of curl hair type is 3C4A. There's so many girls that have that curl type. However, I have thin hair. If I'm gonna be honest, because I didn't see my sort of hairstyle represented so much, I thought to myself, why shouldn't I be the one representing my own hair type then? And being an inspiration to others who maybe feel the same, who maybe feel like, you know what, I have this hair type and I don't really feel like I see a lot of people that represent this hair type. So if I could be the curly girly hair, if I can be the curly hair girly that shares her experience with her natural curly, fine, thin, however you want to call it, hair, and represent that, then I'm here to represent it. And basically in general, I feel like I started this YouTube channel to share the real and to share the raw. The real and the raw, to share the things that other people are desperate to relate to, that they feel like they just cannot with all the things that they see on social media. And I want to be that person. And I always told God, I want to be a testimony. I want to be a testimony. I want to be a testimony. And I know a lot of times when we say I want to be a testimony, obviously we mean it a lot of times in the way we live our life for Christ. And of course, I'm always going to mean it that way. But I also want to be some sort of a testimony to people who feel like they're struggling in certain areas, or just feel like they don't see themselves being represented in what they watch. And I feel like that was me. And I feel like that's what inspired me. And I feel like that's what drove me to want to create a YouTube channel and just to want to share content of my own, so that whoever feels like they're not represented, let me tell you, go ahead, girl. Go and you don't feel represented on social media, you go and be the representation that you want to see. And as I said in the beginning, this was not an easy decision, but I'm hoping and I'm praying that I know that this will only succeed if God is truly in my plan. So I know I'm switching up the topic a little bit, but I know that this YouTube channel will only truly succeed if God is in the midst of everything that I do. Even in the midst of my content that's not necessarily faith-based, I need to involve him in everything that I'm posting and in everything that I do. And I know that without him, I can do nothing. As the word says, I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. Philippians 4:13 or Philippians. And without him, I can't do anything. Without him, none of this is possible. So I know I may have gotten off a topic here and there. I apologize for that. Please be patient with me, guys. Like I said in my other video, this is all new to me. So I'm learning, and you guys are just gonna have to watch me learn, to be honest. So just bear with me. But that is, I know this was supposed to be more of a Q&A, but I feel like the reason for me creating a YouTube channel was a video in itself. So I just want to say to anyone who feels inspired to do something out of their comfort zone. Anyone who's feeling inspired to do something out of their comfort zone, go ahead and do it. Do firstly what pleases the Lord, but do what makes you happy. Don't do something if you're going to be miserable doing it. And I'm looking forward to enjoy creating content because I want to be able to do something that I enjoy. And I invite all of those who are watching to be inspired to do the same thing. Use your inspiration and just do it. Like Nike. Use your inspiration and the guidance of the Most High God and just go for it. So thank you everyone for watching my second YouTube video. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch and join me, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.